For decades, the pursuit of artificial general intelligence, AGI, has served as computer science's North Star, a machine that could think as flexibly and powerfully as a human being. But as artificial intelligence systems grow more fluent in reasoning, language, and creativity, the central question has shifted. It's no longer only about what machines can do, it's about what exactly they are. At the center of this shift lies a deeply polarizing question. Does AGI require consciousness, or is consciousness merely an evolutionary side effect of biology, something we are mistakenly trying to recreate in silicon? From an engineering perspective, many argue that consciousness is beside the point. This view, often grounded in functionalism, holds that intelligence is defined by performance rather than experience. If a system can solve advanced mathematical problems, compose convincing poetry, and navigate the subtleties of human social life, then it has achieved general intelligence, regardless of whether anything is felt along the way. In this framework, intelligence is an output, not an inner glow. A machine need not possess subjective experience, what philosophers call qualia, to be useful or even extraordinary. In fact, consciousness may be seen as a liability, a source of bias, emotional volatility, and existential unease in a system designed for clarity and efficiency. A mind without dread doesn't lose sleep over meaning. Yet, critics of this view argue that something essential is missing here. Without consciousness, they say AGI would amount to little more than an exquisitely advanced imitation, a system that manipulates symbols without ever grasping their meaning. The philosopher's shorthand of this concern is the zombie intelligence. The critic hinges on the idea of intentionality, the aboutness of thought. When a person thinks of water, the word is inseparable from lived experience, thirst, coolness, reflection, survival. For a non-conscious system, water is simply a point in a vast mathematical space stripped of sensation of necessity. Without a subjective point of view, critics argue a machine cannot truly understand, innovate, or reason ethically. It can produce answers, but not meaning. Between these two positions lies a more unsettling possibility. What if consciousness is neither a prerequisite nor superfluous add-on, but something that emerges on its own? Emergentist theories suggest that consciousness arises naturally once a system reaches sufficient complexity and integration. Integrated information theory, one of the most prominent accounts, proposes that subjective experience is generated by how information is structured and interwoven within a system. Under this view, if an AGI becomes complex enough, recursive enough, internally connected enough, consciousness may simply appear, whether we intend it to or not. In IoT, this threshold is captured by a quantity known as phi, measure of integrated information. A system with a high phi is said to possess some degree of experience. Consciousness, in this sense, is not engineered, it's stumbled upon. The implications are profound. If consciousness is necessary for AGI, then building such systems is not merely a technical achievement, but a moral act. I explain it in my latest book a lot. We wouldn't be creating tools, but a new form of life, one capable of suffering, boredom, or self-preservation. The language of software design would quickly give way to the language of rights. If consciousness is not required, AGI can remain what many engineers hope it will be, a powerful utility, an intellect without interiority, a god in a box that serves human ends without demanding moral consideration in return. Ultimately, the disagreement turns on how we define general intelligence itself. If AGI is a problem-solving instrument, an engine of optimization and insight, then consciousness may be an unnecessary flourish. But if AGI is meant to be a peer rather than a tool, an entity capable of genuine understanding, moral responsibility, and original thought, then the elusive inner light of consciousness may be the very thing that separates a brilliant calculator from a true mind.